Hello everyone. In this video I'll be teaching you how to make a mandala, which is a fun and simple geometric art activity that will allow us to add a little holiday flavor to our classroom. So all you need is a sharp pencil and carbon paper, which I will supply for your child, and a 6x6 square, which again I will supply for your child. Also, either markers, crayons, or colored pencils for finishing the project. All right, so I'll begin here. It all begins with folding. So since it's symmetry, we're going to fold this square into 4 equal parts. So I make sure that my corners match up, and they do. And now you'll see that I have a line down the middle of my paper. Then I fold it over again. My goal is to make a plus sign. If I've done it right, when I unfold it, it will look like a plus sign, and it does. All right? So now we're going to be working with both sides of the paper, and this can get a little confusing. So what I like to do is I like to tell myself which side is for my pattern side and which side is for my art side. So in the very center of the paper, using a tiny letter so I don't get in the way of myself, I'm going to put a P on one side to remind myself that that is the pattern side. Then I'm going to flip the paper over and I'm going to put an A, a little A right in the middle of the paper to remind myself that this is the art side. This is the side that I will eventually color, and it will become my art. It will become my mandala. And if you've never seen a mandala, you might Google image it. They are really cool. There are different versions of it. This is a simple version that a mentor teacher of mine shared with me over 20 years ago. And I just love the activity. All right. So anyway, I am now on the pattern side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a type of mandala which involves bubble letters that spell a word. So I'm going to spell the word boo, and I'm going to make it big. So what I do is my pattern that I'm going to make, and this pattern is going to be what I transfer onto the art side. So right now I am preparing to make my pattern. And it's the pattern that I will transfer using carbon paper onto my art side. Okay, so I am simply outlining this the fourth of the paper here. Let me get this right. And so these work out best, and the results are most interesting if the letters start at the top boundary and go to the bottom boundary. So that's what I do. I'm going to write the letter boo, and I start by making a bubble B right here. And you can see it's pretty big. And so now I have made a bubble B that starts at the top and then touches the bottom. All right, so you can see why I call that a bubble letter. All right, and I try to make my shapes nice and big so that they are easy to color. If the shapes are really narrow and skinny, that's hard to transfer, and it's also hard to color. All right, so what I suggest is keep the letters to a minimum. Boo is 3 letters, so it's easy to do. Now I'm going to make an O. I'm going to make 2 O's, and you're going to see that they get bigger and bigger, which is kind of the point. Okay, there's my first O. Here's my second O. All right. And so now you can see that I have got boo. Okay? And now to add a little excitement, how about an exclamation mark? So again, I start at the top and I go down towards the bottom, and I try to make the edges match because that's where the magic happens. The magic happens when the edges, when the letters reach the edges, because that's where symmetry really comes in handy. Okay, so now I've got my pattern. It's now time for me to transfer this onto the art side of my paper, which is what I'm going to do now using carbon paper. All right, so I love this project because it's old school technology. All right, so back in the old days, we had to, if we wanted to make a copy, that's where we get carbon copy. So we have paper made from carbon. So the carbon side is the shiny side. That is where the ink is. So this is the surface that needs to touch the art side of your project. All right, so shiny surface usually will go face down. So I'm going to put it face down, and I'm going to make a sandwich. So my shiny surface is touching my art side, and now I fold along the middle, one of my folds. So now I've made a sandwich. All right, shiny side is going to transfer onto the art side. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer boo by tracing every single line that I made in this square right here. And I'm going to speed this up because I bet many of you are starting to get the idea. So if you want to work ahead of me, be my guest. All right, I just copied my first B. I am now copying my U, being careful to hit the edges. All right, I have just copied my second O. Actually, not quite. I'm now working on my second O. All right. I think I'm just trying to be mindful of your time here. All right. So now I'm finishing my exclamation mark. All right. And this is what I'm going to do. So now I have finished tracing boo, and you can see that it transferred, let's see, almost perfectly onto the art side. You can see the A, and now you can see the boo. All right. So I'm going to pause this video, all right, and I'm going to transfer it one more time, and then I'll show you, there will be a trick that you need to kind of incorporate here.